Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. So, today, this Wednesday evening, will be a reading from the Gospel of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and discussing on that as usual. This Panchama Veda class, we are giving the discourses, is a purely on spirituality. So now let us begin with that spiritual talk that has been given by Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, which it has been mentioned as Amrit. Amrit means nectar that gives us eternal life. Tavo kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhiriditam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhubi grinanti e bhurida janaha. The nectar of thy sin-effacing utterances bring life and hope to those scorched by the misery. They are extolled by wise sages, and the mere listening to them should bestow auspiciousness. Just by listening, the purity comes. So, Katha Amrita. Katha means the words, and that Amrit means the nectar that gives us the auspiciousness, the purity. They confer every prosperity. Those who spread them broadcast, are verily magnanimous. They distribute what is completely satisfying to the hearers. So this is the meaning of the verse, and here we find the last time when we are reading the page number 718 of the Gospel of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna by Swami Nikhilananda, it says, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, there are women who come to the Ganges for their birth, and instead of thinking of God, gossip about no end of things. We have read that portion now. Why suddenly Bhagavan is mentioning like this? Is he criticizing? No. The avatar, the God, when manifested in the human form, the only purpose of the avatar is the God, the incarnation of God, is to establish the religion. And what is that religion? It says in this way that the God makes the human to develop the divinity and become God itself. So that is the uniqueness, that is the beauty. He mentions here, the women are coming for the bathing in the holy river in the Ganges, but instead of thinking about the God, they are constantly going on gossiping. Friends, you know that we work in three different ways. Karma, the karma theory that the Hindus they believe, the three different ways we are performing our karma. Mainly we think that physically whatever we are doing is the karma. Of course that is. But at the same time, there are two other things that are subtle, and we don't take care of that. The first thing is the kaika. In the Sanskrit word kaika means physically. The physically we are doing, so we can understand, I am going and fighting with someone, or doing this, doing that physically. In the law of the land also will take care of why you are disturbing others. Physical action we can understand, and we can point out, oh, this is a bad and this is a good work that you are doing. That's the physical. That is called kaika. Then comes the bachika. Bachika means the word. When we are talking, saying something about others, that is also very, very important, the vachika. So this is important, friends. We have to keep in mind that when we talk, do we talk negating or criticizing someone, the bad work is coming. That is also to be taken care of, because we are preparing our life for spirituality. And whatever the good work that we are doing naturally, obviously, is bringing the good result. And that is accumulated. It goes into our credit. But at the same time, unknowingly, when we are criticizing, or just by saying someone something, putting into his or her mind some negative thoughts about something or somebody, that is also the bad work, and that takes out all the result of the good work. So constantly this going on, as because we are not very much aware about the words that we are using. That's why about Swami Vivekananda, Rabindranath said, everything is positive in him and nothing negative. In Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also, those who have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, have read the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you will never find anything negative. When he says like this, there are women who come to the Ganges, and instead of thinking about God, talking about the rubbish thing, it's not criticizing, it is making people aware about the condition. We go for pilgrimage, and we go on taking the picture and the making fun and this, and there is tourism. That is not the pilgrimage. Pilgrimage means you have to understand about the importance, spiritual importance of that particular place, and then you have to ponder over that, think over there, that will give you the positive the result of visiting the holy place. And what is holy and what is unholy? Anything that is connected with the selfishness is unholy. Unselfishness is holy. So if we go and think about God, think about the unselfishness, think about the great deed, all those people over there they did, then naturally we will generate the good result, spiritual result, and we will advance towards the God. Those who are interested in developing the spiritual life, otherwise it's okay. When we discuss, it is all the time it meant for those who are sincere to develop the spiritual life. So what the Sri Ramakrishna is giving us the teaching, don't gossip. The friends, we will be announcing, you will all know, those who are connected with us, in the Parliament of Religion, that will be in the next month, in the 16, 17, 18, we will be showing over there all the pilgrim center of India, and some of our Swamis, they will be giving some importance of that place, and we will be narrating why spirituality. The Hinduism is all encompassing, right from the Gangotri, it goes down following the Ganga, we will reach to the Ganga Sagar, and everywhere you will find a different type of gods and goddesses and people going over there thinking about the spirituality. So that is the main idea. So for 1.5 an hour, the people will be constantly remembering these are the places. And the next time when the people are visiting those places, they will be naturally, if they think about that, and they will be elevated into spiritual life. So when we go for taking a holy dip, we should be all the time praying to God. God, I am taking physically, but please purify my mind, purify my thought. So constantly if we do like that. And another is manasika, kayika, the physical, bachika, through the words, and manasika. So sometimes we don't encourage people. Maybe they have made some mistake, maybe they are not capable to do at that particular moment. It doesn't mean that we have to go on criticizing and breaking their self-confidence. That is terrible. There's some of the people in the name of religion, they'll be going on doing like that. And sometimes some teachers, sometimes the guardians, they'll be doing like that. That is terrible. all the time encouraging. Oh, you can't do this? No problem. You are good in this. That is the spirituality. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. Each soul. There is no differences. Whether it is an American, or it is an Indian, or it is this, or it is that, the language, religion, nothing can differentiate. Each soul. Potentially divine. And how to manifest that? Swami Vivekananda said, that is my philosophy. He said, my philosophy can be put into 2 words, only simply 2 sentences, to make people aware about the divinity and to help them to manifest it. That's all. Only going on telling you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. The self-confidence, it is not ego. The self-confidence is growing. Well, I can't do this, but I can. It is possible for me. I will do that. Some people can sing very well, but some can do something else. So that is the way, the moment the self-confidence comes, the freedom. The freedom is the main condition. When I get, that's why Swamiji said, freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom is the song of the soul. So when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is indicating that when you are going for a particular purpose, that you are going over there to get some spiritual benefit, don't waste it thinking about the worldly thing and gossiping and just passing time. No. When you are going to that particular place for that particular work, concentrate on that. So this is the main idea when he said like that. You see, they come to bathe in the holy river and yet they indulge in arts also, worldly talks. If they talk about the spirituality, if they talk about God, nothing wrong. And that is the reason they go on chanting the stotra, pata, or reading from the holy book. I can remember when we were the novices in the Belur Math, it's called PPTC, Pre-Probationer Training Center. So one of the duty was to do the vegetable dressing in the morning. Other people were there, but only to crash the ego. They said, hey, all this thing you should do. The Europe, America, there is no problem. They do because there's not much people, population is less, so each one doing everything. They are cooking, they are dressing the vegetable, cleaning their bathrooms, everything they're doing. They don't mind. But in our India, as because of the population and the tradition of the kings and the nababs, and of course, and the Britishers, so that those type of things the ordinary people should do. No, we won't do. That is the wrong conception. Slowly it is going away. So when we joined over there, they gave us that job. And we used to, naturally, the young minds, we used to do a lot of the chatting and all. Then the Swamiji, in charge of that, he introduced, no, you should read the gospel. And when someone will be reading the gospel and others are doing, they should listen. And some of the senior Swamis also came and sat. The whole, the 1.5 hours that we used to work, mostly 1 hour dressing the vegetable. And that, we are doing that work, at the same time listening to the gospel. The whole thing became the spiritual discourse class. Someone is asking the question and the others are answering beautifully, and we used to enjoy that. Any mundane work, we can transform it to spiritual work, the spiritual thought. Why? It is the mind only. If we are changing the thought in that way, so Sri Ramakrishna is saying that you must be careful. And one does not seek bhakti of one's own accord without inborn tendencies. The devotion, then very, very few people, they will be coming to seeking for God. But those who are coming, they are not aware that they are chosen few. And when you come for the God, and afterwards we waste our time, the Sri Ramakrishna is telling it is not easy. previous birth, we must have done something good. That's why in this life, we have taken birth in some family from where we can start our journey again. And that karma phala, that result is forcing us to come to those places which are really good for our spiritual development. And we should understand this. Religion means nothing but understanding. So when you study some subject, some are very good in the subject and they are ranked as first, second. Why? Because they understood that subject properly. Others are reading the same book. Others are listening the same professor's talk. They are noting down. But why it is that they cannot score the first or second? Because of this. So that is the way we should understand. So we have to, in the spiritual life also, suddenly why I have come over there, why not my friend, not my relatives? Then we have to understand there must be something in me. I must have done something very good. Since I have done that, so obviously I am not going to go back. I have come up to this, now I am not going back. From there I should proceed. The first thing I should have the respect for myself, Shraddha. Shraddha means the complete faith. How? I have come to a temple. I am feeling drawn towards God. So I am liking this holy life. That means I have already advanced. And how come? Why not my father? Why not my mother? Why not my brother and my sister? They are so close. That means something very special within me. In my previous birth, I must have done something good. So I should not waste that opportunity. Let me start from here. That's why Sri Ramakrishna is mentioned. Every word in the gospel is really so important. So we can understand that. So one does not seek bhakti in one's own accord. Suddenly, let me do some devotion. It is not possible. It comes from within. And once it has come, that means I have already traveled in this path and now the devotion has come. Devotion means the faith, the belief in the words of the Guru and the scripture and a relation with the God. So let us develop that. It's called the Prema Bhakti. Sri Ramakrishna Dev, he is giving the definition. First is the Vaidhi Bhakti. When we come, then we listen, clean that shrine and clean the vessels, then put the flower like this and burn the incense sticks. Like this, like that, it goes on and slowly we develop. But for that what? We should not forget, once we get the opportunity to work inside the shrine or in the temple, I am not going to talk about anything else but God. That is the first condition. And secondly, I must go on encouraging myself that I have come a long way. Look at the back, so many people are there, but they are not coming over here. They don't care to come. Never the thoughts are crossing in their mind that I should go, have the diksha, I should take the name of God. Why they are not feeling? That means I am little advanced. And that means from the last birth, all these good works are coming. I have a very good stock of that. So I will keep those. I am not going to spend those out. So from there, I'll go on accumulating the good karma. And I come there. When I come, if I have taken the initiation, I should go on repeating the name of God. If not, at least whatever the name of God, the God or Goddess name I like, I should go on taking and praying. So by that way, when I am working, I should perform. Obviously, and that is a very subtle way it works, obviously I will get the benefit of that work. Otherwise, just like coming and doing some cleaning, helping the asrama, that is the social work that they do. There is a social work, nothing wrong in it, that's good. But if you are intelligent enough, you should work always in such a way that you get the spiritual benefit. Sa chaturi chaturi. In Sanskrit they say that is the intelligence by which you are doing the mundane work, but at the same time you are converting the mundane work into spiritual benefit. You are just cleaning the vessels, cleaning the floor of the rooms, and like that only, but that you are doing in a dedicated way, thinking I am doing it for God and God will be pleased. By that way, constantly when you are thinking, automatically, some people may doubt because they are only bound into this thing that I should see, I can touch, I can taste, and then only I can believe. Nothing like that. There are some subtle things are there. Like the love, slowly it generates. In the human love, as a man and the woman, they come together. They don't know each other. Then slowly that love generates, and so much so they can't live without the company of each other. How it generates? The same way, when we come to God, we develop that association, and the time comes when I cannot live without that God, and that is called bhakti. The Sri Ramakrishna is telling that in a very static the condition. He is almost in that supreme, the spiritual condition. From there his mind is coming down and he is giving the talk. You know that these are the words that we read, but we don't understand. When the mind is completely pure, it merges with the God. When we come down, it is a completely two different world. But only the God who comes and takes the human form, we call avatara, incarnation, they can only do it, and very, very rare. So he is coming down to the normal plane and then talking. As Lord Krishna, he gave the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, to Arjuna. Arjuna listened to him. Then long afterwards, when everything was over, Arjuna told, "Hey Krishna, I have forgotten some of the things. Can you please repeat?" The Krishna told, "What is it? Do you think I am just telling all those words, just sitting over here and talking to you? Not like that. I was yogastha, I was merged into that higher condition. From there only I was telling. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. Give up all your responsibilities and come to me. I will take the responsibility." Do you think this Krishna? No, that is the Supreme Lord who is all pervading, all powerful. So when I was in that condition I was talking with, when the Sri Ramakrishna is talking this, he was also in that condition. It was not the very ordinary condition. So from there only he is telling that slowly his mind is coming down, and he is telling, give up knowledge and reasoning, accept bhakti. Bhakti alone is the essence. So it is not the final sentence of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. We should not take it in that way. When he is talking with some people who are not capable to follow the path of knowledge, as because Lord he could understand, so for them only he is telling this. Not that only bhakti. Sri Ramakrishna is the combination of all the four yogas, jnana, bhakti, karma, dhyana, all the four yogas. And most of the time he is giving the teaching, because it's very rare to find the students of the jnana. That's why he is telling it is better for you that you follow the bhakti. Most of us, and it is easy for us. So obviously we have to understand when he says give up knowledge and reasoning, accept bhakti, it doesn't mean that is his teaching and we should not follow the knowledge. No, knowledge is those who can do it, they must follow. So he is telling bhakti alone is the essence. this is the way we have to understand the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. A different type of people are coming to him. They have different tendencies, different capacities. So Sri Ramakrishna, when talking to them and Master Moshe is present over there, he is noting the conversation, only those things are coming down to us. So why you will find almost all the ashramas, they will be studying the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and they will be giving discourses on that, narrating on that, explaining on that, all through. Why? Because of this. Sometimes people, they read and why Sri Ramakrishna is contradicting. In the Bhagavad Gita, if you read, there also the Lord Krishna, sometimes he is telling that you better become a yogi. Tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna. Arjuna, you become a yogi. Yogi is the best. He is inspiring to become a yogi. Again, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram ihavidyate. Oh, like the jnana, the path of the knowledge. Nothing like that. That is the purity. He is inspiring. So that is through Arjuna he is telling, but it is for those people whom they can follow. Yeah, this is the way I understand it better. This is the beauty of the Sanatana Dharma, the beauty of the Hinduism. It's not only one quote for everyone. There are all options are there. And only 4 different types of temperament we are having. One is reasoning, for them jnana marga. Another contemplation, for the dhyana marga. Activity, for the karma. Devotion, for bhakti. So naturally you can take up one as seriously, and you are supporting also, practicing also all other 3. Not that this is the only path. That is the wrong thing. Many of our great teachers, they like devotion path, and they say this is the only path. The word only is the difficulty. That is the problem. That gives us the only one idea. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is the parliament of religion himself. He not only followed all these 4 paths, but also he followed so many other religions, almost all the varieties of the Hindu religious ways, the jnana, karma, bhakti, tantra, and everything. And then he said, all paths are leading to the same goal, but only be sincere and don't criticize others. If you are sincere in the path of bhakti, it's for you. You like it, it's for you. But don't criticize others. Don't say that is not possible. That is also possible. This much only. This little broadness can't we bring? Only for this, all the fighting in the name of religion, only for this. The little broadness, this Sri Ramakrishna is the answer to the present day problem. So here he is mentioning that have faith. To that gentleman, he came to him he is telling, have faith, depend on God. Mother Kali will do everything for you. So first, have faith. Second, you have to depend on God. Then the God will take care of you. Otherwise not. Sometimes Sri Ramakrishna gave the example of the kitten, and it's completely depending on the mother, the cat. The cat will take it to in this place, that place. The kitten has nothing to say, wherever the mother will take. Sometimes a very nice, good place, and sometimes a very dirty place, but kitten is happy because the company of the mother. It never depends on the place or the food, but the company of the mother. So the kitten is very happy. But the monkey, it is very difficult. The monkey, they want to hug the mother, to hold the mother. Mother is not taking the care of that baby monkey. So there is a chance for falling. There are the 2. So we have to take the position of the kitten completely depending on the mother, wherever the mother will take. How it is possible? 2. First, faith, faith and faith. And what type of faith? Just somebody said something and I believe and I do like that? Nothing, not like that. I am judging it first. By following this path, so many people, they have been successful. And when I read their biographies, that's why it is all the time, it is suggested that you must read the biography of the great souls. They have followed this path and they have been successful, they were so happy. And when you go and see at the lives of the sages also, the saints and the monks, how they are living, they are not having anything. But at the same time, they are so happy. Why? They have complete faith in the God. The God is there, God will take care of us. So when that way we are having the 45 years, 50 years, when we came out to become the monk, we never cared who is going to give us food, who is going to take care of when we will be sick, who will be looking after. No, nothing. So that depending on God. God is there, God will take care of me. So on that way, if you can, so have faith, complete faith. God is there and God will take care of me. And if you go to a good place, of course, that is the main thing. You have to understand what is good place and what is not, who are the good people and who are not. In the name of religion, there will be always and always, because these are all subtle things. So naturally, there will be always the people, even in the time of Mahabharata, there it is mentioned, the Mahabharata mentioned dharma vyapari. Vyapari means the business. And the Jesus is also, Jesus has taken up a stick and going on beating the people and asking them to clear that synagogue. And he was telling, don't make my father's house a business place. So all the time it is there. In the name of religion, the people will be deceiving, they will be cheating. It is all there. But it is we have to be very intelligent to understand what we should do, to where we should go, how it is possible. When we are going to some people, how we will understand they are good people? Are they unselfish? Are they broad-minded? Do they love everything? Then it is no problem. But if it is not, then of course it is better to shun. If they are constantly thinking about themselves and talking about themselves and telling that it is better, you should not go there, go there, go there, that means some narrowness is there. They are afraid of their own thing. God is everywhere. If you feel good, it is better you can go. Of course, in the beginning you can say, be careful. So that way, so depend, have faith and depend on God. And when your faith has come, the God is there, so many people depending on God, then go and pray. Pray to God. So this is the problem has come, what shall I do? And if you really, really pray in that way, the God will take care of you. Maybe it will take some time, maybe it will without any delay, you will get the response, but it will come. This is the way the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is promising, that if you are praying, and surely things will, who will take care? Mother Kali will do everything for you. Who is this Mother Kali? The primordial energy. That is the power of God. The power of God will take care. But you have to give time. Otherwise, how it is possible? If we don't give time, so we have to develop devotion. And ultimately the devotion, how it will develop? As is a beautiful and a verse is there. Everything is you and I depend on you. How it is? It says, Tameva mata cha pita tameva, tameva bandhuscha sakha tameva, tameva vidya dravinam tameva, tameva sarvam mama deva deva. Deva deva is the God of gods. That you are my everything, sarvam, everything. I don't have any other relation. You are my father, you are my mother, you are my friend, you are my beloved, you are my knowledge, you are my wealth, and you are everything for me. That is called depending on God. So when we feel you are everything for me, That is the dependence. We are depending on God. When we can depend on God by that way, constantly feeling God is always there, then there is no problem. So this is the way that they teach. Our gurus, they are teaching us in this way, that constantly think that God is your father, God is your mother. You need not to be afraid of God. Why? The God is my father, God is my mother. I can go and I can always fight with my mother. No, you have to give me this. We have done it. Most of the people, the young people, they will go and they will be fighting with their parents. No, you have to give this, I must do this. Then they will cry and the father will say, no, I won't give. The mother will say, it's okay. So they will pacify. Because I have complete demand. I am not going to the neighbor. I am not going to the parents of my friend. No. I go to my own parents. I go to my father, go to my mother. And there I am not behaving. When I go and meet the other father and mother, other parents, I am gentle, I am courteous. Hello auntie, how are you? Hello uncle, how are you? Like that. But my own father and mother, no. And that is the unique relation. You know the father is not going to say no to you. Father cannot say, go out of my, maybe angrily he will say, it doesn't mean anything. Again the father will go out to search you where you are, like that. Take care whether you are hungry, take care whether you are having the proper clothing or not. That is the father, that is the mother. So that is the best relation. If we can feel, sometimes I feel that when I see a little boy and a girl, they are sitting on the lap of the mother, dangling their feet and very happy. So they don't care the world. Mother, I am sitting on the lap of my mother, nothing is going to happen to me. That faith, complete faith. Mother may be a poor lady. Mother may be not having anything, but the child do not care. The same way, if we can think that I am sitting on the lap of my mother, tameva sarvam mama deva deva. So sometimes some people, they say, can we pray like this? Just suppose you are a monk. Suppose you have left your hearth and home. You don't have any other responsibility. Then you are not going to pray for anything but for the betterment of others. That is a different thing. Or otherwise, for my son, for my daughter, for the success, why not? I am a father, I am a mother, I am a householder. You have kept me in this and I have that responsibility. Can I not go and pray to my Divine Mother? Of course I can. When Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said it is better to ask for this, he meant completely different. For those who have understood the spirituality, for those who could shun all the responsibilities of the world, for them it is there. Why you are going for the small little thing? When you meet the God, are you going to beg for a pumpkin? Sri Ramakrishna said. Of course not. But at this moment, O Lord, I need a job, badly I need a job to support my family. Please help me. I can, of course. The mother, what I am going to do if you are not helping me? If you have faith, you will pray like this. And then afterwards, you can say, see, this you are giving to me, whatever, but don't bind me. I have understood that you are my sarvam, you are my all everything. This world that I am leaving, these are all temporary. It will be changing. But I like to go to you. So this is called have faith first. The existence of God in the form of father and mother. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna called the God as mother, Jesus called the father. There is no difference. And that way, when we pray to the father or the mother, there is no, we need not to say any Sanskrit word. Oh, no, we have to chant some of the mantras. Those who like, they can. or simply talk to the mother or the father in whatever language you are having. And whatever the only thing, you have to have the faith. When I believe that the mother is there, then why the mother is putting me into trouble? I can always go and complain to her, why you are putting me into trouble? So please help me. The Swami Vivekananda, he went to Kashmir in India, the Kashmir in the north. And then afterwards there was a fakir, there was another person who was there, he was having some miraculous power. Vivekananda is a very, very popular, that in those days he was very, very popular in India, now also all over the world. And you can understand the people, when they came to know the Vivekananda has come, they all used to go to him. This fakir, he became annoyed because some of his disciples, they also started visiting Vivekananda. Vivekananda was not any narrow-minded, only he used to say about the religion, that is true religion, developing the personality, etc. But this fakir became jealous and he used his power and told his devotees, look at me, I am going to curse him and he will develop the stomach pain, and within 3 days he will go down from here, it's a hill, so he has to go down from here to his own place. He won't be able to stay in the Kashmir. And that truly happened. It's so much stomach pain the Swami Vivekananda was suffering. So he came down. He also heard about that. And the person like Vivekananda couldn't stop it. He had to come down. Then after reaching Calcutta, he went to meet Ma Sharadamani Devi. And there, as a son, he was complaining to the mother about the father, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And he said, Mother, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is not having any power. Look at it. The ordinary fakir, he gave me so much of pain. And your God, Sri Ramakrishna, couldn't stop it. If you read, the mother answer, Baba, that means my child, that power is also given by God to him because he did some austerity, spiritual austerity. He got that power and he wasted that power using it on you, of course. But anyway, that power is power that given by God. Now, mother immediately takes that to a very high spiritual level of Advaita. Don't you think that your body, or when you are suffering, Sri Ramakrishna also suffering? You are not separate from Sri Ramakrishna. This is Advaita. Mother told, who is suffering? Why you are separating yourself from your God? Son and the Father are one. As the Jesus said, I and my Father in heaven are one. So naturally, when you are one with God, that God is suffering, and the same God gives some power to that particular person for his some good practices that he applied on you, you are suffering. The God is suffering. Think in that way. So this is the conversation when we understand the unique. I am suffering means my father is also not very happy. If I go and pray, please remove it. But the spiritual level, when you are completely free from the bondages of all this samsara, when you are, that's why they always say to moksha, when you are going to get the liberation, you are completely free from the conception of samsara. Samsara means the temporary things constantly moving out, and I am thinking that as permanent, and I am trying to grab that is completely different. So we have to understand that. When we are thinking in this way, so what happens? That is the spirituality. See, only 2 pages I am reading, and that too the last time also we read these pages, and now we are discussing, isn't it sufficient for a spiritual life? I should take up that particular path which suits me. So that is jnana, artha bhakti. Now Sri Ramakrishna is suggesting bhakti for a person, And when I am listening to that, reading that, if I feel, yeah, that is good, there is someone I can hold on to. I can go and fight. I can go and cry. I can beg, I can pray. There is someone. This shoots me. It's good. So that is the bhakti path. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, develop that. And how I will develop? First, we will go on practicing Vaidhi Bhakti. And then slowly that will mature into the Prema Bhakti. This is the terminology. But the condition, mental condition will be the Prema, the devotion. And I go to that particular level. That's a unique level. And that Prema Bhakti, I take all responsibility on myself, and I will never give that to the God. No. God should not be blamed. I am suffering, that is because of my karma. And I am successful because God has blessed me. So this is the way we should think. That is the main thing. And then he is telling that once Vyasadeva was about to cross the Jamuna. This is the story he is mentioning about. Now he is taking us to the Jnana. The gopis also were there. They wanted to go to the other side of the river and sell curd, milk and cream. But there was no ferry at the time. They were all worried about how to cross the river. When Vyasa said to them, I am very hungry, the milkmaids fed him with milk and cream. He finished almost all their food. They were going to sell, and the Vyasadeva took the whole thing. Condition, if you feed me, then only I will make something so that you can cross the river. These ladies, they gave him almost all the food. Then Vyasa said to the river, look at it, O Jamuna, if I have not eaten anything, then part and make a pathway. I have not anything, your water will part and we shall walk through. How he is praying? If I have not eaten anything, after taking so much, it so happened, the river waters will part and, it so happened, the river parted and the pathway was formed between the waters. Following the path, the gopis and the Vyasa crossed the river. Vyasa had said, if I have not eaten anything, that means now the real man is pure Atman. Friends, Sri Ramakrishna, through a story, introducing us with the pure Advaitic knowledge. The real man is the pure Atman. Swami Vivekananda, a real and apparent man, there's a beautiful lecture is there. It is based on the Advaita Vedanta. There's a real man is pure Atman. Why he said pure Atman? Because we have a conception of Jivatma. The Jivatma is actually the reflection. It's not the real or pure Atma. Jivatma is the reflection of the pure Atma on our intellect. So that is the reason here Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna using the word pure. Atman is unattached and beyond Prakriti. It has neither hunger nor thirst. It knows neither birth nor death. It does not age, nor does it die. It is immutable. So that is the Atman Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is introducing. You know that in the Vedanta, it says everything is nothing but that Atman. How? Because it is a reflection of the same Atman on each and every individual self. Now, when we see so many different lamps are burning, can't we say it is only the fire? Of course, here the lamp that is burning, the candle that is burning, It is separate from the main fire. So we can say we are separate. That is the idea of the duality. They say we are separate from the main fire. But when you talk about the fire, everything is nothing but that fire. But the Vedanta will give you the example in that way. They will say, suppose a house is burning, and from distance you see the house only. Before it goes to that ashes, becomes ashes, it is only a house. You see the window, the door and the roof, everything you can see, it is burning. So the house is burning, but still it is having a form. The God forbid no one's house should burn, but for the example, suppose a tree is burning. You can see the branches, you can see the full tree, and slowly, of course, it will be ashes, then it will break. But when it is burning, we see the full tree. And we feel the fire is the full tree. As the fire has any form? No. So that means the Atman which is reflected in me, it is now I can introduce that Atman as Ishatmananda. And it is a male body. And this is like this and that and everything. So can I say about Atman like that? Yes. And that is not real Atman. That is only the reflection of the Atman. But the real Atman, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned, the real Atman is completely different. It has no form, no name. It is that pure fire. So this we must understand, this difference. So one is the Jivatma, the individual self. Another is Paramatma, that real self, real or true self. Now Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning like this, and he says, understand the Atman. He who has attained this knowledge of Brahman is a Jivan Mukta. So what is that knowledge? The Atman is completely different than the body. And it has nothing to do with, like the fire, when it is into the fire, the tree, maybe we can say that fire tree, but the fire has no form. It is taken the form of the tree at that very moment. So if we understand the same way, I have a body, I have a name, that means name and form, but at the same time, in reality, I am not that name and form. So this particular, it's very difficult to understand. I have a form, I have a name, I have relation, at the same time, I am not having. So Sri Ramakrishna is giving if those who can understand this, they are Jivana Mukta. Jivana Mukta means they are not bound by anything. The Mukta means liberated. And with that word liberated, it is not only freedom, but also joy, happiness. Well, no one is going to control me. I am the master. So that way, the Jivana Mukta, the word has been used, the Mukta means liberated. When surviving, when living. What is the speciality? Majority of us, while surviving, we are bound by the Maya. And we think, oh, this is mine, that is his, that is her. So all separation. And if somebody is coming and trying to take something that I feel it is mine, immediately I will be angry, I will be fighting. So all these changes are coming, and most of the time I am suffering. I earned some money, I kept it in the bank, and then the bank fell, or something happened, I lost the money, then terrible thing will happen. Oh, my money has gone. So my association with that money, property, person, so all that is there. When all that I am thinking as real, so obviously either a little joy or suffering is there most of the time. in the whole life we can feel so much of tension, so much of suffering. Every time we sit for examination, that at the time of the result, tension is there. We are going and praying every time, right from the grade 1, it will be constantly. And even in the job services also, the tension is there constantly. Why? We want it. Why we want it? Because we think that is real. And that only will give me the joy. And after having that, again I feel it is not giving the joy. Again I change. Again I find out something and I think, oh, that will give me the joy. It goes on, and ultimately one day I stop and start thinking, why? How come? Whatever I wanted I got, but I am not happy till now. The desires are there. Then I take the turn. Now I don't want, because I have understood that all the satisfaction of the desires are not going to give me the ultimate joy, and that is called the path of knowledge. In the path of knowledge, when I understand that, then slowly I started giving up. That's called tyaga, and giving up. And when I am giving up, that is called sannyasa, samyak nyasa. Samyak means completely, nyasa means destroyed. What? Ego. The moment you don't have the ego, the I is not there, there is no association. So that way, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he never could say I to this body. So look at it, the unique personality, and very modern. And he is giving us the so broad idea. Any path you can follow, only have the faith that God is there. Develop a relation with the God as a son, as a friend, any relation you like. And slowly withdraw your mind from the objects of this world and put it to that. How it is possible? Whatever work we are doing, think that I am doing it for the happiness of my God. I am sweeping, I am cleaning, I am cooking, I am talking, everything for God. Then a time will come, there will be no difference between the God and you. Constantly you are going on thinking God, that means you are in God. In the Bhagavad Gita again, the Lord Krishna is saying like that. He is with me all the time because he is thinking me all the time. So this is the way again in the knowledge. I am not this, I am not this. And what happens? Sri Ramakrishna is giving a beautiful the example. He said that they are two separate, the body and the soul are two separate, like the kernel and the shell of the coconut. Those who have seen that dry coconut, when the milk inside dried up, the shell and the kernel inside, they get separated. And when you move it, there will be sound. You can understand now it is completely dry coconut. But same coconut which was attached with the outer shell, when it was green, that was the coconut also. But slowly, the inside the water that also dry up, and the milk in that kernel that is also dry up, then it becomes completely separate, and that is called Jivan Mukti. When a person, his soul and the body get separated, that is called Jivan Mukti condition. But Sri Ramakrishna said, but it is extremely difficult to attain the knowledge of the Brahman. It never says that it is impossible. He says extremely difficult. Again in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna said, Klesha adhikatara tesham abhyakta asakta chetasam. Abhyakta, which is not manifested. One is bhakta, another is abhyakta. The Hindus, they accept both, with form, without form. Without form, it is very difficult. Though philosophically very perfect, but for the sake of the beginners, for the sake of the spiritual growth and understanding the psychology of the human being, the students who are trying to develop the spirituality, duality is very easy and good. Not easy, is good. Thank you, friends. In the next day, again, we will discuss about why this path, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, extremely difficult. And Krishna said, Klesha adhikatara. So that we will discuss in our next discourse. And if there is any question, we will discuss about that.
So Devashish has a question. He's saying how to stop ourselves when we criticize others, instead remaining silent even if they have done something wrong to us.
Devashish, that is actually the sadhana, as they call spiritual practices. That is, in Sanskrit it is sadhana, and a spiritual practice. You have to tell your mind, oh, should be alert. No, I am not going to criticize anyone. Rather, I will pray to God, who is the Father of all. The Father, He is disturbing me. He is creating problem for me. Please change his mind. He should be the friendly with me. So that is the prayer. That way we can always pray. And when we are praying, both the things are happening. By the grace of God, that man's mind will change and you are also free from the problem. But if we go on criticizing, and mainly criticizing means unnecessarily when we criticize someone and damage him in the society, that is the great sin. So we should be careful. Thank you.
Akshay is asking how to know whether God is pleased or displeased with us.
This is a very good question, Akshay. When everything will be favorable, the God is pleased. When things are not favorable, that means He is not that way pleased. When God is pleased, everything is favorable, everything is available, everything becomes so easy. That is the way we can understand whether God is happy with me or unhappy. Thank you.
Kamal is asking the next question. Does a Jivan Mukta experience pain and pleasure?
This is also a very good question. Jivan Mukta, apparently, he is experiencing pain, apparently. But in reality, he is not. I will again give the example of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He is a Jivan Mukta condition. But when he was suffering in cancer, throat cancer, it was in those days, you can understand, 1885, 86, no medicine. People were not aware very much about that particular disease. And he couldn't swallow, he couldn't eat. That was the condition. All his disciples, they were praying and they were trying to serve him. Doctors were. One day, he got up. The person who, the two people used to turn him on the other side in the bed itself, he was so weak. That person, that Sri Ramakrishna, who was so weak, one day Ma Sharadamani Devi noticed. He got up, ran down, crossed the whole field, then afterwards came back and again lied down. No one was there, only Ma Sharadamani Devi. When the mother came and told you, because she was not under, also she was doubting that, did I see you that you got down? The Sri Ramakrishna said, did you see that? Don't tell others. There was a danger. And the young boys, my disciples, they are planning to visit that particular jungle. There was a poisonous snake. I asked the snake to go away, and then that is the. So how can we explain this? The Jivan Mukta, he is not suffering at all, apparently, but not actually. Any other? So thank you, friends, so for beautiful, wonderful questions. Let us offer our pranam to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhakta Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vikraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Rama Krishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. So friends, I have a announcement that you know that every 3 months we publish our e-zine, e-magazine, Chicago Calling. And I'm happy to announce that the 31 issue that has been already published, and this is the issue, and you can get it online and you can download and read. It is there in our website, and those who are nearby, you can come and pick up the copies also. And $3, and you will get the wonderful idea of friendship, the friendship that we are talking about. There's a beautiful article, and this picture that you see, the Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna as if keeping his hand on Swamiji. Of course, you know that photoshopping we have done to give this picture, as if they are both friends. They were friends, and the God can be the best friend of people. The beautiful article you will find. Thank you very much.